Okay, welcome to Astroneer, the second half an hour video on how to set up your base, how to get started on your Astroneer adventure. So in this video I'm going to get started on some of the missions I didn't quite get done in the last half an hour, which is increasing that base power, because my base power is pretty abysmal at the moment. And I also want to get off this planet and take off to the moon. But I'm going to do a few other missions while I'm on my way to that. I'm going to find my first little friend, my little snail friend called Sylvie, who lives on this planet. And I'm going to also install a soil centrifuge, which is a super duper important mission. So in order to do most of these things, I'm going to need what's called... for example, for a drill mod, I'm going to need some ceramic, and to increase the power and to make lots of these little guys, the wind turbines, I'm going to need lots of ceramic. So ceramic is the key. Now, I've just grabbed some compound. The reason for that is I want to print a rover seat. A rover seat is going to be added to my buggy. And then once the buggy is functional, I can zoom off around the plains over here and see if I can find some clay. And clay is key. It is the way that I make ceramic. So while I am waiting for the rover seat, I'm just going to make one more soil canister. And the reason for that is that I'm very soon going to add a soil centrifuge to my base, and soil centrifuges need 2 of these full canisters to fill up and to print out other useful materials. So it's great to have at least 2 of these little soil canisters in your backpack. Have I filled up? Yeah, not quite actually. Let's fill up completely. Come on. Give me a little bit more soil, please. Now, how do I know when my soil canister is filled? I'm watching the back of my tool. Can you see that the back of my tool is producing some smoke and some fire? That means I am completely full up. I don't have space for any more soil. So I printed that. While I am exploring the surface, I'm going to get started on another platform B. I've got 2 more resin that I could use for something else. Ah, yes, I know. I'm going to need another medium storage as well. So I'll print that as well. Grab my rover seat and add it to my rover. So now my rover can be driven. I can jump in it and I can jump out. But I cannot drive it because it's got no power. How do I add power? Now, I could add this guy. I could add a little wind turbine. But actually, I'm not going to do that because that's super lucky. I'm very lucky that I got any wind turbine. Much more likely, you're going to be needing one of these small generators and a little bit of organic. You can see that it's filling up the power at the back there. Just turn it on and off as you need it. And zoom around. Now, before I zoom off, I'm going to empty my backpack because I need as much space in my backpack as I can get to bring all sorts of useful resources back to base. Actually, that zinc, I can get that zinc cooking in there. Now, I've got a full soil canister there. Let's leave that behind because I don't need to take it with me. It won't get any fuller. Alright, I'm empty. Let's go. Let's explore. So, as I'm exploring, what I am looking for is little brown pyramids sticking out of the soil. Little brown pyramids is clay. So you can see, as we've been going around, we've had compound, we've had resin. We haven't yet seen any clay, and that's pretty normal. It's very, very rare to get any clay near your base. I think it might actually be set up that way, so that you don't get clay right next to your base. You have to explore using a rover. There's some resin. Ah, there's a big hole. More resin. More compound. Aha. Excellent. Oh wow, look at that. That is a huge deposit. Usually clay deposits are tiny compared to that. That's a very big clay deposit. Nice. Now don't worry, if you find a small clay deposit, which is normal, you actually only need one clay. If you can get one clay in your backpack, you're good to go. You can zoom back to the base. But since I've been lucky, I might as well fill up. I don't want the organic. That's just taking up space in my backpack that I could be using for clay. But I'm actually quite happy that the compound is mixed up with the clay, because I do need at least 3. I've got 3 now. I've got 4. I need at least 3 compound. I probably don't need any more, so I might avoid more compound. But 3 compound is definitely something I need. Alright, I think I'm full. Is that it? No, one more. Oh, I'm running out of oxygen. Gee, there's more. There's even more in that hole. Oh well, good. Oh, I've got space there. I could add one more. No, one more. So, by the way, if you see any of these guys, just ignore them. Little crashed rovers and stuff. That one had an oxygen filter on it, which I don't want. And the other 2 are back here. I also ignored, because I don't even know what was on them, but it's never anything useful. Usually it's a oxygen filter or a power cell. Sometimes it's extenders, but it's always something completely useful. So there's a power cell on that one, and that one's an oxygen filter, and I do not want any of those things. They're completely useless. So I'll just go straight back to base and get cooking. Clay, turn into ceramic, please. Now I only need 1 ceramic, as I said. I only need 1 clay to get started, because I'm going to improve my multi-tool. So this is my terrain tool. I'm going to use 1 clay turned into 1 ceramic to complete the retooling mission. So if you remember from the first video, I unlocked a boost mod, but then I didn't do anything with it. I didn't quite have enough research to do the drill mod, but now I do. So let's have a look. So there's the boost mod, and this is the drill mod. If I unlock that and I print those 2, I will complete a very important mission. And the very important mission will give me another machine. So I'm going to need another platform, which is why I printed this. Alright. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to need another machine as well. I'm going to need a large printer. So I'm going to get that one started as well. Keep things going efficiently. Alright, so we've got lots of clay turning into ceramic. The wind must be blowing. Oh, not right now. Power's pretty good though in the base. I might just grab that, put it back, and help my base make more power more quickly. That's better. Alright, so 1 ceramic. Let's turn that into a drill mod. Beep. And that's going to automatically add, or it should automatically add to my terrain tool. And you can see it's added and it's also turned on. I can turn it off. Can you see? The green light goes on and off. Right, this one I wanted to keep turned on because it's super useful. It makes me cut through more hard materials more easily. If you don't have a drill mod, you can't, for example, mine through the top of these mountains. Up there, that grey material is very tough and it's very hard to mine through. So when I go up there and try and get some copper, I will need that drill mod turned on. The other mod that I needed was a boost mod. Oh, that was back the other way, wasn't it? Yeah, there we go. Boost mod. Personally, I find the boost mod is not super useful. It's necessary to complete the mission, so you have to make it, but once it's made, I actually just take it off. A boost mod, the only thing that boost mod does that I can tell is it slightly speeds up the speed of your digging. So as well as improving the strength of your digging, it improves the speed. But to be honest, it's such a small difference that I don't really find it that useful. Alright, now remember I dropped off a small soil canister, and that is half filled it. So this is why I need 2, right? 2 canisters exactly fills the compound or the resin. I can make 8 resin, 8 compound. I can also make organic, I can make clay. So if you find 1 clay, I've only used 1 clay so far. If you find 1 clay, you can make infinite clay after that. So remember, do the retooling mission first. Get your soil centrifuge first, and then any more clay that you have left over you can use to improve your energy systems, which is what I'm going to do now. So what shall I print? I think I'm going to... I might leave it for the moment actually. Instead of printing any materials, I think I'll use my large printer and get started on some of the other things I'm going to need in this mission, in this half hour. So in this half hour I'm going to fly to the moon, and to get out to the moon I'm going to need a spaceship, a landing pad, and a small shuttle. And of course a small shuttle is useless without a thruster, solid fuel thruster. Now those 3 things are going to mean I can get off this planet. Let's print the shuttle. Now that really does take a lot of power. You can see that everything's slowed down enormously. Have we got any more? Yes, excellent. I've got some more of that, so I'll put that on there. I might just put that there so that I can put that there. Alright, now I need more power. Let's do it. So in the last half an hour video I unlocked a tall platform. Now a tall platform is super useful because you can see at the moment it's dark, it's nighttime, but over there dawn is coming. And when dawn arrives and the sun pops up above the horizon over there, oh, you can see the sun is just about to pop up. When it pops up, any solar panels down here at base level will not detect the sun straight away. But if you have solar panels up there in the sky, they will detect the sun coming over the horizon just a little bit earlier, which is super useful. But I don't have any copper for solar power, so I'm going to start by just making some more wind power. So I've got that 1 wind turbine over there, and I'm going to make... Oops, sorry. Fortunately that doesn't interrupt it. Oh my goodness, I'm having issues. Go back. Thank you. Let's grab that, which is what I wanted to do, and print another one. I've got 3, have I? Okay, that's good. 2 and 3. Now if I wanted to, I could use that soil centrifuge to make me some more clay, and using the clay I could make some more of these wind turbines. But actually, instead of using wind turbines, I'm going to go and get me some copper, and I'm going to make some solar panels. Drop a tethered line. Now the reason why you need tethers out to your mine, your copper mine, is because with the drill mod added to my backpack, I'm actually starting to use power in my backpack now. So for example, if I go away from the tether and I start using my drill mod... Oh, is it turned on? Yeah. You will see my backpack power. There you go. Did you see that little negative? My backpack power slowly starts leaching away. It starts disappearing. Now, the drill mod on its own doesn't use power very quickly. If you use the boost mod as well, that drains your power super quickly. So having the boost mod and the drill mod and base power is the quickest way to do all this mining. But I actually only need how much? 1 more. I need 4 copper, and then I'm good. Now the other thing I need while I'm up here in the mountains is one of those guys. I need some bounce vine seeds. So, well, actually I only need 1 bounce vine seeds, but I'm hoping there's something closer than that. There's some more over there. There's a bounce vine there. Here we are. I knew there'd be something closer. Here's a bounce vine. Bang! I need that bounce vine seed. Don't plant it. Take it with you. Don't do anything with it. The bounce vine seed is needed to help you find your first pet. Sylvie. So I'll show you how that works in a minute. Alright, we are cooking on gas here. We're getting things done. Let's pop open our first spaceship. So this guy is completely useless at the moment, but it's getting close to being useful. First thing I need to do to add to the small shuttle is, can you see that there's a little ghost of a machine there? The ghost of a machine is actually a ghost of an oxygenator. If I put the oxygenator in from my base, that has actually completed the mission. So there's no need to print. You don't need to print an oxygenator. It's not necessary. It's really a bit of a waste of time having an oxygenator in there. What I want to put in my small shuttle is actually a landing pad. But for the landing pad, I need some more aluminium. So I'm going to start cooking my... How are we doing? 16 minutes into the video, so I've got to keep trucking. Get the copper turned into... the malachite turned into copper so I can make some solar panels. The sun's come out now, so I should be able to make use of some solar power. But I need some more laterite to turn into aluminium as well. Looks like there's another cave system down there I can see, so don't fall in that hole. That should be plenty. How many did I get? 4. That's more than I needed. Alright. Do I need some more? Oh, actually I do need some more sphalerite. I've got to collect sphalerite to help me begin the missions for my pet. So, actually, apparently I only need 1 more. There you go. I've completed the first mission in the bait and switch mission, which is the first mission in the xenobiology track. And that will give me the first step to getting Sylvie. Now that I've got some laterite, I should be able to get my next thing. Now, have I got enough? Yes, I've got 2 ceramic, and I need 1 laterite in order to get the landing pad. So that's on the way. All right. So what about some solar power? Let's grab those coppers. Solar power is there. I'm going to add it to my medium storage here. Keep adding more and more power. And once I've filled this medium storage, I'm going to put it way up there. And 1 more. You can see all the machines are working much better now. The wind generators are actually more powerful than the solar power, because the solar power is all day solidly, whereas the wind power is a little bit more intermittent. But on the other hand, the solar power is only during the day, and the wind power is any time during day and night. So they're both worth having, but that's going to make my life so much easier. Alright, now let's see about adding some more. Oh, I was lucky. Okay then. Adding some more research. Have I got any more research? No. Oh, don't stand too close. No. What about here? Aha. Okay, so that's 3 more of them. Let's have a look. Okay, so you remember I said about bait and switch? That gives me this weirder thing. So this weird thing is my xenobiology lab. Don't put it anywhere. Oh, I hope I haven't put it too close to my... Oh, no, lucky. Didn't put it too close to that. Don't put it close to anything you want to keep, because it does tend to destroy things if you're not careful. Alright, so it's a crashed xenobiology lab. Oh, I've got another aluminium. Oh, 2 aluminium. Oh, I didn't need to get the laterite after all. It's a crashed ship, so it needs a bit of repairing, and the first thing to do is it needs oxygen. Put the oxygenator you find at the back here in there. Once it's in, it's there forever. You cannot take it out again. The next thing it needs is a bit of power. It's out of power, so I go back to the mission log and I say, okay, strange object. gives me power cells. And power cells, this is the only reason I ever use a power cell, to add to the xenobiology lab. Boop, and there you go. And now it's ready to activate. So you turn it on and it starts playing a little tune. Very weird. New mission, know thy galastropod. So the next thing I've got to do for my collecting a friend, I've got 10 minutes left, so I've got to get cracking. Ooh, remember I've got the aluminium now, so I can get cracking on the landing pad. Always keep things printing if you can. I actually do need another medium platform, so I might use this bit of soil to create resin. So I get 8 resin from that. 2 soil canisters creates 8 resin. So you can see it's actually pretty efficient. It's actually more efficient, more useful than actually going digging for these things. Another trick you might not know is that you can add things to machines. So I can add soil to the centrifuge, I can add ore to the smelter without it actually being connected to a platform. And of course it doesn't work, it doesn't do anything because it doesn't have any power, but on the other hand it is an efficient way to get things out of your backpack and doing something useful. Now you can see I've got 2 more soil canisters ready to go, so if I put them down here, they will immediately get sucked up and into the soil centrifuge. Okay, so this is what I need. Silver shells. So the mission I'm doing at the moment is to collect 5 of these silver shells. I've got 1, 2, and because I didn't collect these already, it's always a good idea just to leave 4 or 5 shells visible and very close to your base, because that way you can just get that mission knocked over real quick. And go back to the base and the mission log, and breath of fresh air is done. That's the putting the oxygenator on there. Jumper cables is adding the power. No, the galastropod is the shells, and that gives me a completely useless, which as I say, I almost never use the air filters, but they are kind of good actually, but I just never use them. This is what we really want. So this is where I'm going to put Sylvie. When Sylvie is my friend, I can put her in the terrarium, but she wants it to be a nice welcoming environment. She likes bounce vine, so you put a bounce vine seed in her thing. The next thing is, damn, that's a shame. I actually used up all the soil I have. I need a tiny bit of soil. You don't need a whole canister. I'll show you what I mean. You actually, that's fallen down here. You just need a tiny bit, so I might just grab 1 more resin. There you go. And a little bit of soil, and that should be plenty. If I go back to the terrarium, you can see that the soil canister is not full, but if I put it on top here, that completes the mission. You don't need a full canister, you just need to make sure it stays on top until it's empty. Alright, now the last thing I need is a final bit of zinc. So hopefully I've got some zinc. Have I? Yes, here we are. Zinc. Put some zinc on there, and that's ready to go. So now I've got 2 things I could do. I could be creating some batteries. I think I'd do that first, to be honest. Let's make 2 batteries with the 2 zinc I've got here. And I'm going to add the batteries up to the top here. 25 minutes. Well, I've got to get going as quick as I can. I should finish in time, this is no problem. But it's going to be close. There we go. And the other thing you can put on a tall platform, which is very handy, is one of these things. So I said that this was not very useful in your backpack. You can see that it doesn't really produce a lot of light. It's pretty useless as a backpack item, but it does produce quite a bit of light for... Oh, sorry. Base. So there you go. If I put that up there on my tall platform, it's shining down on my base and gives me plenty of base light. So my base power is done. My shuttle is done. What's left is the pet, Let's put her over there for the moment. I've got one more mission to do. Small trumpet. Now this is kind of cute. You put the small trumpet on top of there, and it plays a tune. And Sylvie the snail comes to visit. Hello, Sylvie. And you run over and you say, "Hi, Sylvie. I know what you want. You want me to dance." So you do a little dance, and she's very happy about that, but she wants another dance. Where's she gone? There she is. Sylvie's very easy to please. She only needs 2 dancers, and she's your best friend forever. So what I should have done is, before I went, I should have grabbed this into my backpack. There you go. Put that in my backpack. Run back. If I put this down here, I can press B. Sorry, F, and she goes, "Hey!" Now I've got Sylvie the little friend. Now the nice thing about Sylvie is she is awesome in your backpack. She produces enormous amounts of light, and I'll show you how that works in a second. But before I do that, we've got to check her out, make sure she's all healthy and happy. Put her in the xenobiology lab. Hey. She's fine, no problems. So, pick it up again. I'm going to put her on top there, because that's where the light is going to be distributed most effectively. Put the power back on, because that's used a bit of power here. And start the next mission. Alright. So, I am pretty much done with my Sylvie mission, but the next thing I'm going to need is some ammonia. Now ammonia is very often found around the edges of forests, which is one of the reasons why there you go, ammonia. So this is one of the reasons that you try and land near a forest as well as near a mountain. The mountain gives you the copper, and the forest hopefully gives you some ammonia. I really only need 1 for the moment. That's it, done. And I'm going to run back, and this is why I need some more aluminium as well, because I'm going to need 1 aluminium and 1 ammonium, and that's going to make me a solid fuel thruster. So grab one of these aluminium, sorry. Rover seat, solid fuel thruster, go. So my base is powered. My shuttle is loaded with a landing pad, which is what I recommend. The thruster is done. Put the thruster underneath the ship, and this is going to complete a mission. I've got 1 more mission to complete with Sylvie, which is to feed her. Do you know what Sylvie likes? Sylvie really likes hispine seeds, which is why we have the hispines in our base. Now we know. So this, keep the 2 going, because you always need 2. You feed her 1 of them, and if I show you here, it says favorite foods, mutant hispine seed. So there you go, this is a mutant hispine seed. 1 gives her half an hour of light. 2, as you can see, you can put another one just above her there. 2 gives her 1 hour of light, so I have an enormous amount of light. This is really great for exploring caves and things like that. The light that is produced is very handy. So I'm pretty much done. Now the ship is ready, my friend is ready, my tool is powered. The only thing left to do is make sure that my backpack has everything I want in it. I don't want the small trumpet. I do want 1 soil container. I want a medium storage, and I also want some of the things that you get for completing the 2 parts unknown mission, which is the printing the shuttle, installing the oxygenator, and attaching a fuel. That gives me a QT RTG, which gives me power. So you remember this uses a little bit of power? Now I have infinite power in my system. I don't have to worry about being tethered up anymore. That gives me another solid fuel thruster, and this gives me a portable field shelter, which is awesome for exploring other planets. I am ready. If I jump into my ship now, I am good to go. So, exactly half an hour, I have got my base set up with extra power, I've got my shuttle ready to launch to the moon, and I have got my smelter and centrifuge ready to go. And I've also got my little friend Sylvie to take with me on my journey. Alright, so in the next half an hour video, I'm going to explore the moon and get myself a hoverboard, which is awesome. Alright guys, see you next time. Bye.